Strong to severe thunderstorms heading towards central and eastern Kentucky. We'll put a track on them just ahead.
The Berea Chamber of Commerce Board has unanimously voted to cancel the annual Spoonbread Festival. We'll tell you why ahead. And a music festival founder is vying to buy Funtown Mountain, what he envisions for the former tourist attraction.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon to you. Amber Philpott and Sam Dick reporting. It is a soggy day here in the Bluegrass with widespread rain across most of our viewing area.
And we're tracking the potential for storms tonight and overnight. That's why we have declared this a first alert severe weather day. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris, we've already had some storm damage in Kentucky.
Yeah, Breckinridge County around the Owensboro area with extensive damage, even to the Breckinridge County Middle School with a lot of wind damage. And now getting reports of trees down on some mobile homes into parts of Jefferson County. We look at our Defender radar network. Notice this line of thunderstorms. Amazingly, the Storm Prediction Center hasn't put out a severe thunderstorm watch, even though this puppy's put down wind damage now for greater than 100 miles, and warnings continue into parts of central Kentucky. All the yellow boxes are active severe thunderstorm warnings and that are getting into parts of central Kentucky. Marion, Nelson, Washington County into Anderson County getting in with that new severe thunderstorm warning that will go until 4:45. That includes areas along the BG Parkway. North of that, 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts are possible with this line of thunderstorms as it makes its way on across the area. 65 miles per hour. That's the forward speed of this line of thunderstorms. And in 1 hour from now, if this line holds together, it should be right on top of the Lexington Metro at roughly 524. It should be into the Frankfort area a little over 503. This has a history of wind damage. Now, it doesn't appear to be as strong as what we were seeing a little earlier, but I'm also noticing a little band of thunderstorms developing on the southern flank of this, from the Campbellsville area back towards sections of Glasgow, right on top of Interstate 65, where another round of thunderstorms that are now beginning to go severe to the southwest of Bowling Green. That'll zip its way on into central Kentucky as we go into the latter part of the evening. Moral of the story, guys, as we go through the next several hours, we get these lines of potentially strong and severe thunderstorms to race through the area. A new hour-by-hour forecast timing those storms into where you live when I come back.
Chris, thank you. And as Chris just mentioned, we have had some storms causing damage in Kentucky already. Let's take a look at one example of that. This is in Breckinridge County, where part of the roof has been blown off of the county middle school. Our news partners at WDRB in Louisville reporting that students were held inside that school until the storm had passed by, and the students have since been loaded onto buses to go home for the day. No reports of any injuries there. The Berea Chamber of Commerce announcing today they have decided to cancel this year's Spoonbread Festival.
The decision comes amid concerns about safety and controversy over the Confederate flag. Our Hillary Thornton has more on the unanimous decision. It's our top story at 4:30.
Braving the rainy and windy weather, several groups spent the morning into the afternoon hours here outside of the Chamber of Commerce, rallying for the Chamber's decision regarding the sale of Confederate flag merchandise at the annual Spoonbread Festival.
Racism is not an ingredient in spoonbread.
As about 24 protesters rallied outside the Commerce building, the festival's board of directors held a meeting discussing the future of the festival that would mark its 20th anniversary this September. The meeting comes after the city asked organizers to make some changes, including a limit on the number of display booths and vendors, a requirement that all vendors obtain business licenses. One thing that has these groups asking for those changes, banning the sale of items and displaying the Confederate flag.
Our concerns were never the Confederate flag. That was not our concern from the very beginning. Our concerns were with the demands that local government was placing on private businesses. Especially with things like the business licenses and the taxes and limiting the festival size.
Conditions that, if not allowed, the mayor could force the festival out of the city. Today, the chamber deciding in the meeting to cancel the longtime festival.
Kind of blindsided us, and so we did not agree with the way that local government was trying to overstep their bounds onto private business. But because of it going to Facebook and social media and that particular incident in there with the banning of the Confederate flag, it took a life of its own.
In Berea, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
The Spoonbread Festival was scheduled to take place September 16th through the 18th.
We are tracking a breaking news alert now out of Virginia. Several people were shot this afternoon at a Greyhound bus station in Richmond, Virginia. Virginia State Police are saying that 2 troopers were shot, as well as a civilian woman. A local TV station there is reporting up to 6 victims, 2 of them reportedly in critical condition. A police spokesperson said the shooting suspect was in custody. She had no details on the condition of the state troopers or that civilian. We'll try to keep you updated. From coal mining to computer coding, a company in Pikeville is hoping the downturn in the coal economy will lead to a new tech sector in the mountains. BitSource is celebrating its 1-year anniversary. The tech company employs former coal miners who lost their job during the collapse of the coal economy in eastern Kentucky. The founder of the company says it's an easy transition for coal miners who are technical by nature.
Coal was always that giant tree that cast so much shade that nothing else could grow underneath. And so that giant tree is gone. And so now things can grow.
Founder Rusty Justin says that when they put out an ad to hire computer coders, he expected about 50 applicants, but instead they had more than 350. And tonight on WKYT at News at 6, we'll hear from employees who've traded the mines for a computer desk. With more, Amber is standing by now live in the newsroom with our investigative reporter, Miranda Combs. Amber?
Sam, thank you. Miranda, this is something these folks really believe is going to work in the mountains.
And they say not just because the coal miners can do this, because they say coal miners by nature are problem solvers, very technical, and they can do this work, but also because in that region, which is very mountainous, it's hard to get other types of business, manufacturing in there, but this is something in the tech world, you can do it from anywhere and be just as successful.
So right now they've got 10 former coal miners working in this company, or for this company.
And they joke that learning code was like drinking from a fire hose. They did it so fast, but they also said one of the misconceptions is they're not just learning and teaching there, they're actually doing and producing products. And so they say that's their biggest hurdle right now, is that people don't realize they're up for, they need work at the same time.
And boy, they do, because this comes at a time when so many coal miners are losing their jobs. You're seeing coal mines shut down, all kinds of things.
Right, and that was what was interesting and something I didn't think about until we actually talked to these employees. The biggest concern they have is that they don't want to leave home. You know, if they lose their job in the coal mine, what else are they going to do in that area? So this is an opportunity for them to do something different and to maybe hopefully start something new, as was mentioned by Rusty Justice.
Be interesting to see this grow. Absolutely, it is time. We'll see this story coming up tonight at 6. Sam?
Amber, thank you. An attraction left in ruin is now being flooded with interest in Cave City. With less than a month before it's scheduled to go up for auction, potential buyers toured the grounds. As Jake Boswell reports, they know the opportunity will begin with some challenges.
Boarded windows, rust, and spray paint are a sign of shame for some.
It's just an old Western theme park that looks like it's about to lay in ruin.
But for others, opportunity.
We really have a chance to restore it, bring it back to life.
Jason Galaz says he watched the downfall of Funtown Mountain under previous owner Will Russell from his computer in Nashville. And all it did for him was pique his interest in what the property could really be.
We're going to assess the damage that the previous owner did, see if it's something we could work with.
Galaz was one of a few potential investors from both Louisville and Nashville looking at the I-65 attraction this afternoon. Mayor Dwayne Hatcher says ever since the April 20th auction of the facility was announced, his phone has been busy.
We have had a lot of interest. A lot of folks are making appointments to come by and take a look at it.
Galaz is the owner of Muddy Roots Records in East Nashville. His vision, music festivals, bringing people to cave country from across the world.
If we take possession, we'll start planning special events of all sorts. We have a history of doing music events, old country music, bluegrass, blues. I would like to infuse that with the Western theme.
The new interest means another chance for a town that wants to see one of its biggest attractions return to former glory. In Cave City, Jake Boswell.
And right now, the park has 4 serious potential investors, with many more looking deeper into the opportunity. The park foreclosed earlier this year under the then owner, Will Russell.
Ahead, the magical new trailer for the Alice in Wonderland sequel has been released. We'll take a look at Kentucky native Johnny Depp's second turn as the Mad Hatter.
Dare to compare. This LG 49-inch LED TV is $449 at H.H. Gregg and only $399 at P-Rack. Save $170 over Lowe's on this Maytag washer, plus free gift cards up to $500.
Nobody beats P-Racks.
My life's all about sports, but families first. Having lots of fun, but protecting them from the unforeseen with insurance, a will, and a trust. A famous coach inspired me, and now I have a plan. Do you?
Kerr Brothers for more than 100 years.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort, where today you can lease a brand new 2016 Honda CR-V for just $259 a month. Plus, we're going to back all our deals with our 110% price protection guarantee. That's Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort. Huffman has it.
Come to the I Know Expo and learn from experts about aging well and coping with disabilities.
Sleep is a critical component of our athletic training at UK.
Our sleep experts are the champions at matching our customers to the best bed for them.
This week at Sleep Outfitters, get a free TV with qualifying purchase, like this Sealy Pillow Top Queen Set with gel foam, now only $4.99, plus a free TV. Go to sleepoutfitters.com for store locations and hours.
Sleep Outfitters, official sleep provider of UK athletics. Sleep like a champion, play like a champion.
Hello, I'm Rob Bromley, inviting WKYT TV viewers on the vacation of your dreams, a land and cruise tour of Alaska, August 5th to the 18th. We'll stay near Denali National Park and watch for wildlife on a guided park tour. Our vacation includes Anchorage, Fairbanks, the White Pass and Yukon Train, and a 4-night Holland America cruise through Glacier Bay and the Inside Passage. For more information, call Holiday Vacations, 1-800-826-2266.
Toyota's One for Everyone sales event is on now with great deals on your favorite Toyotas. But hurry, this event ends April 4th. Lease the first ever Toyota RAV4 Hybrid now for just $249 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
WKYT's First Alert Weather follows you wherever you go, on TV, online, on your phone, and throughout the day at 98.1 The Bull.
Get this Tempur-Pedic bundle with mattress, adjustable base, 2 memory foam pillows, mattress protector, and a free 50-inch TV. As low as $49 a month with the power of 60 months, 0 interest.
Nobody beats P-Racks.
It is a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day as we track rounds of strong and severe thunderstorms in. From west to east, we've got our live severe weather cams fired up, and we're concentrating on that 75 corridor and west, at least initially. Louisville, severe thunderstorm warning into E-Town. Louisville now reporting a lot of trees down across the city, blocking a lot of the roadways as well. Severe thunderstorm warning for a different cell, by the way, just issued for Bowling Green. So all 3 of those cams on that I-65 corridor are in counties that are under severe thunderstorm warnings. Frankfort, Lexington, could be next on the list. Look at this line of thunderstorms zipping its way quickly toward the east. The forward speed of that line of thunderstorms, just how quickly it's moving, 65 miles per hour as of right now. That is trucking it. It isn't as strong as what we were tracking 30 minutes ago or an hour or so ago, but it is still packing a punch with that forward speed, likely to get it into the bluegrass region over the next hour. We'll put a track on that in a moment. Severe thunderstorm warning is out for Anderson, Marion, Nelson, Washington counties on the southern side of this across the Bluegrass Parkway until 4:45. Additional severe thunderstorm warnings all the way into the Louisville metro. 1 hour track on that will put this line of thunderstorms into the Lexington area now at 5:23. Here's how quickly that line will zip its way into the area. This is 1 hour from where we are now. So that line of thunderstorms is now packing a punch. And just popping into the map here, tornado warning for Shelby County. That includes the city of Shelbyville. This is likely a Doppler radar indicated tornado warning from the National Weather Service out of Louisville. Again, that is for Shelby County. Trajectory on that would try to get it close to western parts of Franklin County, southern parts of Henry County coming up over the next little bit. But again, Shelby County as of now, our signal gets into at least a part of Shelby County. Severe thunderstorm warning has been upgraded to a tornado warning for part of Shelby County. You want to seek shelter immediately. Folks in Franklin County, we will continue to watch that storm as well as it races to the east and northeast. Severe thunderstorm line continues all the way into the south, now beginning to ramp up just a little bit across the Campbellsville area into Taylor County. Let's go into 3D Defender mode. And that storm that has prompted the tornado warning is the tallest of the bunch here. That's what we're looking at. It is spiking way up into the atmosphere. So let's give you a little different view. Here's Frankfort. You can actually see where the tornado warning is on the map here. That is west of Franklin County. That's for Shelby County. But that storm, we're looking due west now. Here's Interstate 64 toward Louisville. And that's where we're getting that big spike into the atmosphere for that thunderstorm that likely has wind damage. And again, into Shelby County, that's a newly issued tornado warning for the Shelbyville area. 7-day forecast. It's a busy one. Every other day we get a strong cold front on into town that can produce some local thunderstorm action with a hard freeze coming in behind it. A very busy start to the month of April, but guys, in the short term, it is busy out there. Line of damaging winds heading towards central Kentucky over the next hour.
Shelby County, not that far from here.
It is, and we're going to watch that storm. That popped in right as we were on the air, so I'll step out and get an update on that, and we'll get back to you.
Thank you, Chris.
They are all about Todd's team, helping a former classmate find a kidney. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Bryan Station High School today.
Tonight. You Chinese robot from the future? No. Detective Lee is by the book.
I cannot violate a direct order from my captain.
Make sure not to tell anyone. Detective Carter throws it out.
You're gonna pay for this! He's in a truck. This must be a mistake. I was told a competent officer would assist me. I assist no one. Are you okay?
No, I ain't okay. I have a bullet in me. Rush Hour premieres tonight or stream it live or on demand.
The all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is changing the automotive industry in Central Kentucky forever. Introducing lifetime warranty. It doesn't end after 10 years. It doesn't end after 100,000 miles. And is available at no extra cost. 100% parts, 100% labor, zero deductible forever. Visit BigMSuperstore.com. Shop the area's largest selection of quality vehicles, all with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Only at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Visit BigMSuperstore.com.
Raise your hand if you haven't been to the dentist in over a year. I'm coming to you. Aspen Dental wants to make it as easy as possible to get to the dentist. They have something that will make the exam cheaper than that drink in your hand. Bam. Why don't you get on a group text to make sure that you all go. What day did you say?
Thursday anytime.
You're in Thursday at any time.
That was pretty easy.
No insurance? Get a free new patient exam and x-rays.
My work is done here.
Dentistry's never been easier. Call 1-800-ASPEN Dental.
I know.
I know.
I know.
I know.
Want to know too? Come to the I Know Expo and learn from experts about aging well and coping with disabilities. One day, one place. Sunday, April 3rd at the Lexington Center, noon to 5. Admission is free.
Fall in love with your yard this season. At Landscapers Corner, you will find Triple Crown Elite Grass Seed, deemed the best grass seed for our area. Available in 5, 25, and 50-pound bags. In addition to our grass seed, we also have a variety of mulches, soil amendments, bale pine needles, fertilizers, polytone, and trapland for your fall projects. Delivery service is available on select items. We offer premium products at affordable prices. Shop now at Landscapers Corner.
Toyota on Nicholasville is so big. Now we need both sides of the street. Introducing the big used car store on Nicholasville. Your certified pre-owned destination. Get the bigger, better Toyota and the lower price. Toyota certified used vehicles come with a factory warranty, roadside assistance, and 0% financing. Choose a Toyota certified used vehicle today at Toyota Nicholasville. The big Toyota store. Where price sells cars. ToyotaOnNicholasville.com.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5.
WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. New severe thunderstorm warning is out for Franklin County, Henry, Oldham, and Shelby. It's just to the north of the downtown Franklin or Frankfort area into northern parts of Franklin County. That severe thunderstorm warning will go until 5:15. I was just checking on that tornado warning for Shelby County and a small part of Spencer County. The Weather Service is saying that is mainly to raise awareness of winds of 80 miles an hour with that thunderstorm that is coming toward the Shelbyville area. All of these winds packing anywhere from 50 to 70 miles per hour in terms of the gusts as they roll their way into parts of central Kentucky. But again, that tornado warning mainly for high winds and to raise awareness for gusts that may be approaching 80 miles per hour into parts of Shelby County. That severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for Franklin County will go until 5:15. Guys, over the next few minutes, we're likely to see additional warnings issued for parts of central Kentucky.
A night to keep a close eye out for sure.
Yes.
What is a special story about some former students helping one of their favorite high school teachers?
And our Deanne Stevens is out and about at Bryan Station on how their help could be life-saving. Hi, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys. We are here at Bryan Station High School, and we are surrounded by all kinds of Bryan Station alum. Give a shout out. Even the high school principal over here, he's like, don't talk to me, Deanne. And the senior class president, Mahari, is with us. This is all about giving back to a former teacher, Miss Pickett, and her son, Todd. Miss Pickett, tell us about Todd's situation here.
Todd is in end-stage renal disease and needs a kidney transplant. And he's on dialysis every day, which is extremely difficult. But we, with the help of Bryan Station, are rallying people together to help us find a donor for Todd, because cadaver donors a 4 to 5 year wait. So we have brochures, we have all kinds of information. We have a web page, Todd Pickett, Be My Hero.
Todd, this has to make you feel amazing. Your mom taught here for years, all of the alum coming together to help out your family. Talk a bit about that and all these people rallying around you.
I feel blessed, actually. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's hard.
Well, it's an overwhelming feeling. I can only imagine.
Right.
I can only imagine.
Just being on dialysis, getting off this morning and having this interview done. I mean, 8 hours every night. I've got a spare bedroom that has over 800 pounds of supplies. And those 800 pounds will go through in a month.
Unbelievable.
And it's just, it's a lot.
It is a lot, and you could certainly use some help. Now, the students here at Bryan Station, Mahari, you guys are learning not only about kidney donation, but my guess is you're learning a lot about life through all these amazing alumni who are here to help out. Talk a bit about that, and maybe one day you want to be like them?
Yeah, it's amazing because you see all the alumni come through, and it really shows that people outside of Bryan Station that's been here before really care about other people. And for example, the teacher and her son, and she has her classmates, her students, they all come for one person. And it's amazing to see that we can come and help him.
Okay, how do we help is the question. Go to the website that we have here on the screen to get more info. And a big congratulations to all the Bryan Station alum and our current principal here who's like, don't make me talk, Deanne. You have to be proud of what your alumni are doing and your current students.
I'm very proud of them. You know, it's we do truly have a family feel here, and it's something that you have to experience in Bryan Station before you'll ever, you know, understand what we're going to. We're here for Todd, we're here for his family, we're here for the alumni, and we're definitely here for the students at Bryan Station.
As a Lafayette alumni, I never thought I'd say this, but go Bryan Station. Way to go. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Deanne, thank you. Kentucky native Johnny Depp will be back in Wonderland this summer. Depp is reprising his role as the Mad Hatter in Alice Through the Looking Glass. Disney's follow-up of 2010's Alice in Wonderland finds our heroine escaping from a mental hospital to her friends on the other side of the mirror. The late Alan Rickman gives his final performance in the film as the voice of the caterpillar. Alice Through the Looking Glass hits theaters May 27th, just in time for Memorial Day weekend.
News reporters see a lot of things and rarely get rattled. Well, that was not the case for this young professional from Down Under.
No matter the event or occasion, we've got the designers to help you perfect the look.
I'm Rob Bromley, inviting WKYT TV viewers on the vacation of your dreams, a land and cruise tour of Alaska, August 5th to the 18th. We'll enjoy a guided tour of Denali National Park, visit Anchorage and Fairbanks, and travel on the White Pass and Yukon Route Railway. We'll also board the MS Bolin Dam for a spectacular 4-night Holland America cruise. All airfare, hotels, and more are included. For a free brochure, call Holiday Vacations at 1-800-826-2266.
Welcome to Strength and Performance from Cub Cadet, the proven innovator of award-winning zero-turn riders. Welcome to a dealer in your community who offers superior service and expert advice. The only place to buy a Cub Cadet zero-turn with the ease of steering wheel control. Plus, 0% APR for 36 months with equal payments. Welcome to Strongsville. To find a locally owned Cub Cadet dealer near you, visit CubCadetDealers.com.
Your local Ford dealer is known for having leading-edge technology with lots of fuel-efficient vehicles and advanced features that keep you connected to the world around you. But did you know you could actually text your Ford dealer? They'll send you special offers that can save you time and money every month. Like this. Text BRAKES to 91604 to save $25 instantly on Motorcraft brake pads at your local participating Ford store. So what are you waiting for? Pick up your phone and text your Ford dealer today.
Hitting someone at 35 miles per hour is like throwing them off a 4-story building. A little extra speed is a lot more deadly. Slow down, Lexington.
No matter the event or occasion, we've got the designers to help you perfect the look.
We are watching a strong line of storms that's moving this way, packing quite a punch when it comes to the wind, sounds like.
Right. Chris has been tracking and going through Shelby County. Chris, what's the latest on that situation?
Yeah, line of potent thunderstorms, guys, packing winds 60 to 80 miles an hour. A ton of wind damage being left in the wake of these thunderstorms. Here's the line. It is weakening a little bit, but it really doesn't matter the overall intensity that we're looking at on radar. We have such strong winds upstairs that the thunderstorms are tapping that air that is so fast aloft, bringing it down to the ground. We have multiple warnings that are out, including a severe thunderstorm warning for Franklin, Henry, Oldham, and Shelby. That'll go until 5:15. That tornado warning for parts of Shelby and Spencer counties will take us for just a few more minutes until 5 o'clock. That was mainly issued for winds gusting to 80 miles an hour. We look at our Defender radar network. We're now looking at the velocities within this thunderstorm, mainly looking at the winds and the direction here. And what we are seeing is a little bit of change in the wind direction right on top of the Shelby County area. We will see if that tornado warning is allowed to expire. I suspect it will be. That thunderstorm, though, likely producing wind damage as it works its way toward parts of Franklin County here in the next 15-20 minutes or so. Additional showers and thunderstorms are out ahead of this main severe weather line across downtown Frankfort, back into northern sections of the Millville area there into Woodford County and Anderson County. Severe thunderstorm warning was issued there a little earlier. That has been allowed to expire. But look at that line of thunderstorms developing all the way into the south. Southern parts of the Lebanon area, Marion County. We'll watch that into Boyle County, parts of Casey County as well. But overall, the main line of thunderstorms that we're going to continue to watch is the one that is just to the west of the Frankfort area, from Newcastle down into the Shelbyville area. We will watch and see what happens. But guys, this has produced major wind damage from the Louisville metro area and points to the southwest. A lot of trees are blocking roads right now into downtown Louisville. We will see if that holds together. If it does, it should be moving into the Lexington metro coming up within the next half hour or so. So severe thunderstorm warning, new one just coming out. Anderson, Franklin, Scott, Shelby, and Woodford County. So that includes parts of the Lexington metro. That goes until 5:30.
Chris, thank you. A reporter from Australia got a fright when a parrot decided to land on her shoulders as she was preparing to go live.
I can't get it off me. Oh my God, can you please get it off me? It's not funny, Burger. It's not funny.
Brittany was in the Gold Coast when the South American parrot named Lola caused her to panic. Her cameraman came to the rescue and removed the unexpected guest. There it goes, which had apparently escaped from its owner. Lola and her owner were reunited the next day after viewers saw the clip on the news. All is well there.
There are not many things that I'm frightened of, but I believe that might be her if one landed on me out in the field. Absolutely. On that note, we have some serious weather headed our way, so stick with us. Here's what's coming your way now at 5 o'clock.